What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This week I have a ton of stuff to get done on the first gen. I have piles of motor stuff laying everywhere. I need to get all of that stuff cleaned up and organized. I should be getting the block back by the end of this week. Today's Thursday. Hopefully I get a phone call today, if not tomorrow, and we can start reassembling so I can get this motor thrown back in the truck. Additionally, I'm going to be swapping out the old stereo for a touchscreen head unit. I need to find a place for the switch panel to live and get that installed, do a little bit of wiring, and tie up a couple loose ends on the interior. In case you missed it, in last week's video, I built a fully custom center console for the truck, as well as got some rock sliders welded on here. So if you haven't, definitely go back and check that out. Got some sliders with some kickouts from RSG. I was able to find these on Marketplace for relatively cheap, so stoked on that. Got those all painted and welded on. Leaf springs, shocks, anti-wrap, all that stuff is now tight. So the rear end is kind of done and ready to go. I know there's been a ton of people telling me that the shock angle is wrong and it won't work out very well. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and ride with it. I want to go and drive and see how it's going to perform before I go and chop holes into the bed of the truck. At that point, if I find out that the shocks aren't working out for me, I will go ahead and cut holes in the back of the bed and then just mount the shocks vertically. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to be working inside of the front of the truck for a little bit, getting that head unit swapped out and finding a place for the switch panel to live. So now that I'm inside the truck, I can kind of show you guys the center console that I built out last week. I filmed the whole process and everything, but I didn't exactly talk about what I used and the process that I went through to build this. So this front section is actually from like a police cruiser car. This was meant to be a center console. When I got it, it was about 10 inches wide. So what I did was cut it straight down the middle and then sandwiched it back together. So it's roughly 7 inches wide now and fits nicely between the factory mounts on the seats and everything. From there, I chopped a couple holes and dropped some poker cup chip holders in here for cup holders. Trimmed this whole section out for the shifters, obviously. It's a little bit bigger than it needed to be, but that is because I am planning on putting a dual transfer case in the truck. I'm hoping this is enough space to get that set up in here when we get to that point. And then I was able to use the factory mounting points in the front, and then I just threw a bolt through the bottom of the center console, through the body, so this whole thing is mounted into the truck nicely. This whole back section of the center console and the armrest here, this armrest on the top is from a 3rd gen 4runner that I had laying around in the garage, so I was able to reuse that, which is pretty cool because it's a 4runner part. And then I went ahead and built a plate out of an old street sign on the bottom just to kind of cap that. It was just like hollow plastic on the inside. And then I used 1/2-inch steel square tube to basically frame out this whole section of the armrest, welded it all together, and then took some old stainless steel that I had laying around, cut out some plates, self-tapped them on. So it's not anything extravagant, but I think it has a pretty cool look to it. The fact that I was able to throw a 3rd gen armrest on here, I was pretty excited about. Center console's all finished up. The plan at the moment is I have this nice big pile of parts from Auxbeam, and then I have the old touchscreen head unit out of the 3rd gen 4runner. So I'm gonna be pulling this old stereo out, getting the new touchscreen one in, and then I have to find a place for the switch panel to live. And basically, just from sitting in here for a little bit and looking at it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to cover the ashtray and put the switch panel somewhere in this area. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna do that just yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So let's get into it. Say it's a solid upgrade from this dinosaur of a Kenwood to the new Kenwood. 40-year-old truck with a touchscreen. I'm stoked. Probably just gonna throw this thing in the trash. I was a little bit nervous to tear into all that stuff, but honestly, for being 40 years old, most of that stuff inside of the dashboard there was in really good condition. I had more problems with the 3rd gen than I have with this thing so far. So touchscreen's in. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my switch panel from Auxbeam. Even got my hoodie on today. This is long overdue. They sent me this stuff a few months back, but I just was not able to get to this part of the process. With the whole truck being torn down, interior and everything, it would have just been ridiculous to throw a switch panel in the truck without seats or carpet or anything. So stoked. Been wanting to do this for a little while, so gonna get that unboxed and then hopefully find a place to get that mounted up here in the dashboard. I got the switch panel dug out of my pile of parts here. I'm gonna go ahead, take it in the garage, unbox everything, show you guys what comes with the switch panel when you order one from Auxbeam. So pretty straightforward if you guys have installed a switch panel before. They're relatively simple. Basically, you have your switch assembly box. This goes in the engine bay and then wires into your battery. And then this is where you will wire in all of your accessories. So light pods, lockers, air compressors, stuff of that nature, which then run into the cab and into your switch panel. This is a little bit different than the switch panels that they previously had available. I'll show a photo or a video of the one that I have in the 3rd gen. This is one of their newest models of switch panels, so pretty excited to have this thing in the 1st gen. This thing also has remote control, which is pretty crazy. The previous one that I have in the truck definitely does not have this option. I'm assuming you can run buttons off of this remote and not be inside of the truck. This is really helpful if you have like a winch wired into your switch panel. That way, you know, if you're in a dangerous situation, either yourself or a buddy can be standing outside, running your winch from a remote, opposed to sitting inside hitting buttons off of this guy. So that's pretty exciting, pretty hyped to have that. And then, as always, anytime you're doing additional wiring in the truck, especially something of this nature where you're going to have a ton of different things wired into one place, it's always nice to have a breaker in between the battery and then whatever addition it is you're throwing in there. So 60 amp breaker, this will be plenty for anything that gets wired onto the switch panel. And then you have your harness. This is just a loomed wire. This will go from your control board into the switch panel, basically run through the firewall or wherever you can make it happen. It's got a nice little grommet as well as some threads in here, so this thing is watertight. No matter where you wire this thing should be weatherproof. And then this is the most fun part. You get stickers, all of your fancy little buttons here, so you can add in whatever mods you want to put in the truck. You got light bars, light pods, underglow, rock lights, whip, windshield, horns, all kinds of fun stuff. So endless possibilities with this. Without having the motor and everything figured out just yet, I don't want to solidify where I wire my control board. Just because if I have to move it, then I'm working twice. So I will start by getting the switch panel figured out, find a place for that thing to live, and then we'll go ahead and run my wire from the cab into the engine compartment. And from there, we'll just kind of loosely set this in there. I'm not wiring in any lights or anything at the moment, so just want to kind of get this thing ready to go. That way, once the motor's in here, I'll be able to zip through getting this thing set up, getting light pods on the truck, and getting all that stuff operating. So gonna go ahead and jump in the cab and find a place for this to live. So as far as placement goes, I do think that the best option is to use this ashtray as my mounting point. I really don't use the ashtrays in these trucks for anything. I don't put change in them. I don't smoke cigarettes or anything. And it turns out that this bracket is almost perfect size for the face of the ashtray. So I'll be able to mount this bracket onto my ashtray and then swivel this up to where my switch panel will sit somewhere about like that. It blends in really nicely to the dashboard. It's not covering up any of my buttons. I'm still able to reach the stereo comfortably and everything, and it'll be adjustable. So if it does get in the way, I can kind of just bend it up whichever direction I need to. And on top of that, doubling back on, I don't really use the ashtray. I'm not drilling holes in the dashboard. I'm drilling holes in an ashtray. So that's always replaceable. And later on down the road, if I regret putting a switch panel in here, which I never will, there won't be any holes in the dashboard. So pretty excited about that. Gonna drill some holes in this guy. I might even do a large hole right down the center. That way I can just run my wire straight through here and it'll run directly back into the dashboard. Pretty easy solution to hiding the wire. I'm gonna go ahead, mark this out where I wanna drill some holes and get this thing ready to go. Okay, so I noticed that once this is slid into place, it's pretty much flush on the top, so there's nowhere for my wire to escape. So I went ahead and drilled a hole through the bottom of the ashtray, and then it will be able to just kind of drop straight down and behind the head unit and into this little area back here. It's pretty accessible. I am going to get all this stuff plugged in, and then I'll be able to run this through the firewall. Got the switch panel in, cord is ran behind the dashboard, so this just needs to go through the firewall.
Good job.
Can't really show you under the dash, so it runs up into the firewall and directly through this hole with a grommet in it that the factory harness comes through, and then it's just sitting up here. So whenever I get the control panel figured out and where that's going to live, all of this stuff is just tucked over from the motor. This doesn't sit there. I should have some additional space in this area. I'll build a little bracket off of the wheel well, get the switch panel plugged in, and make sure this is tucked up out of the way and looks nice and clean. But yeah, now this is ready to go whenever the motor's in here and I can actually start mounting stuff. I really don't want to work twice mounting the control board up here, just based off of not knowing where everything's going to live yet. Pretty quick and easy process. Like I said earlier, I have an aux beam switch panel in the 3rd gen. I've absolutely loved it. It's been in the truck for maybe a year or two now. I said I was going to show you guys earlier and I never got around to it, so let's do that real quick. So here we also have an 8-gang switch panel, a little bit different setup. Obviously it's layered. I actually haven't even used up all the spaces on this one. I still have an available button. At some point I'm gonna try to wire the rear e-locker into the switch panel, and that will just get rid of any of this stuff. And then all of my stuff will be right here in the switch panel. Last step of the process on the inside of the truck would be to pick out what stickers you want to put on your buttons here. Aux beam comes with these little sticker packs. This is always a pretty fun part. Bo always likes to do this part, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait. As well as I don't have light pods, or I don't really have anything wired into the truck just yet, so I'm not gonna go put stickers on anything. I'll set these off to the side and do that later on. But I'm very excited to have this in the truck. I think it looks really good. My vision came to life. It was a lot easier than I expected it to be, and I cannot wait to get to the point where this thing is operating. I didn't mention earlier, but this switch panel is all backlit, so these glow whatever color you want them to be. I'm pretty sure you can connect this to an app on your phone and change the backlight color to, you know, any color that you desire. So that's a pretty cool feature of this thing. So yeah, thank you aux beam for sending me this switch panel. I know it's been a little while since you guys sent it to me. I've been meaning to get it in the truck, but we just weren't there yet. Now that that's in the truck and I got all my wiring ran, I can move on to my next project and kind of put the rest of this stuff on the back burners for later.